Cajuns go to the bullpen and bring in Matthew Holzhammer. He is a 6'4" righty out of Worcester, Oklahoma, by way of Eastern Oklahoma Community College. 6'4", 210 senior. Here you see his numbers: 9 appearances so far on the year, 0-3 with a 7.5 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 14 Ks, 10 walks is a bunch. And this is not a spot that Matt Deggs or Gunnar Leger, their pitching coach, expected to be in at this point in the game. They thought Andrew Herman was going to give him a number of innings, and there you see first-year pitching coach Gunnar Leger. And Lynn, he was a great one. I'm a former Barb High product, and he's on the all-time greats list for Raging Cajun pitchers. A 2-time All-American who unfortunately had an injury late in his career, which kind of limited pitching at the next level. But young fella who is in his first year as the pitching coach. Seth Thibodeau, who's been the pitching coach, is still on the staff, moved into a higher role, and so they've got a lot of experience in that Raging Cajun dugout.
Jared Jones at the plate with the bases loaded. He's 3 for 7 in these situations this year with 6 driven in. He's looking for a... So the Tigers, I believe this is the most runs LSU has scored in a single inning this year.
9 runs in the first inning. 6 hits.
This is playable off the bat of Dickinson. Center fielder Hepworth is under it, and he makes the play. Randy Hayden has done some checking between innings and indeed did verify what I had, the 9 in the bottom of the first. That's the most that the Tigers have had in any frame this season.
Well, Randy said it must be true, right? But, you know, that Jaden Newt, the bad news is that Jaden Newt's been sitting over there, you know, on the sidelines. And so you wonder, you know, how much that long inning affected Newt. Well, he's got one job to do with an 8-run lead, and that is, yeah, whatever he calls, make sure we don't walk anybody.
Connor Cuff at the plate after the base hit by Hepworth.
That play was not an easy one. Dickinson made it look easy. As a second baseman, you should always be moving forward, right? I mean, you should always be, especially in those slow rolls, attack the ground ball, come get it. If he stays back, he's going to get eaten up on that ball, but instead suffocates it, got it on the short hop.
That's out number 1. Hepworth advances to second base. Newt misses outside to Sam Ardouin from Moss Bluff, Louisiana. Ardouin fouls that one back.
Raging Cajuns a little bit banged up in their lineup. Their shortstop.
And Newt is not fooling anybody. That's the 4th base hit. His first double of the season.
He brings in David Harry, and I hear him from the dugout give him the ball and say, all curveballs. We end up playing 9 and win 13-9.
Wow.
So sometimes it can be tough with the big lead, you know, with your focus or, you know.
But, you know, you put that in perspective for me very early in your narration, because I'm figuring the only time you're going to be in a Sunday SEC game is with a 10-run lead. Yes or no?
I was starting the game, Lynn.
I'm going to go back and check that.
Well,
I'm going to make sure.
I'm going to get you. Don't worry. I'll get you.
I have no doubt about that. 1 run, a couple of base hits. Bill Franquez, the sports information director for decades, has provided us with some other interesting information, Ronnie, and where he got this, I don't know. But Bill Franquez tells us that LSU 8 times since 1933 has scored at least 9 runs in an inning. There's Bill Franquez. Oh, in the first inning. So 8 times since 1933, the Tigers have scored 9 or more runs in the first inning.
Wow. The last time they did it was back on February the 28th, 2014, when they scored 10 runs versus Yale.
Yale, yes. Cuff turns it into an out. Here's Ethan Fry. Or excuse me, Stephen Milam. Milam struck out looking, something that he rarely does, back in the first inning. That was against the left-hander. This is Holzhammer. And that turns turns Milam around. Jake Brown is on deck. Milam has only fanned 5 times this year. Two runs, 4 hits early for the Cajuns. 9 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Tigers. There's been a lot of runs scored lately in the softball game between the Ragin' Cajuns and the Tigers over in Lafayette. The Ragin' Cajuns had a 3-0 lead, or make it a 4-0 lead at the end of 3 innings, but LSU scored 5 in the top of the 4th and has a 5-4 lead right now in the top of the 4th inning. Milam can't get that one by Higgs. A nice running catch by the left fielder who ran a long way to his left in the gap.
Yeah, how about Connor Higgs? I thought that ball was going to get down by Milam, but Higgs had a good beat on it and made that catch easily. And you see Higgs out there, who's had a fantastic season offensively. He's from Texas City, Texas.
So Jake Brown comes to the plate. LSU sent 12 players to the plate in the first inning. Brown swings and misses. One homer, 19 driven in. Six doubles on the year and a triple. One and two.
Coming into today's game, Matthew Holzhammer on the mound. The lefties were batting .281 against him on the season.
That's chopped to the right side. Ardoin's got it and turns it into an out. It's a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, very nice inning. Only 3 weeks away from being healthy, or as healthy as they can be. And right now they're just trying to keep their head above water a little bit in the conference till they get everyone back. Here you see a breaking ball off of Newt, and Ragin' Cajuns have had a good approach against Newt on that breaking ball. That's the Baton Rouge native Caleb Stelly right there, who gets the base hit to right field.
And it brings up Lee Amadei, who grounded out to shortstop last time. That's 4 singles and a double off of Newt in 2 innings. Milam didn't have to move much. That liner went screaming his way. He caught it, transferred, and fired to first base in time to double up Stelly.
Well, this is unfortunate for the Ragin' Cajuns. I mean, that ball is just smashed, but Milam was on it. Stelly didn't get too far off the bag. I mean, he was trying to get back, but Milam showed off that good arm, and the ball was just hit too hard.
Now Torres, he's backed away.
Isn't that how baseball is? You know, Stelly gets a little flare base hit to right, and then Amadei hits one right on the screws and gets a double play.
There's a big cut, but no contact. Jose Torres is from Panama. Newt working with a 7-run lead. He tried to bend one and missed it high. Left fielder Curiel is deep and straight away. Center fielder Stanfield is a couple of steps to his left, and likewise for Jake Brown in right. The gap, if there is one, is in left center and down the line in left. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Newt to the plate. Grounded right back past Newt. Dickinson is in the right place. He throws accurately over to Jones, and only 3 come to the plate. A base hit, but he was a 7, or is number 7 all time in LSU history. He's got 51 career homers, 28 of them, of course, last year. That was his 2nd career grand slam. The Tigers have had 3 grand slams this year. Josh Pearson and Tanner Reeves also homered with the bases loaded.
Yeah, fastest to 51 homers in LSU baseball history by a lot.
Aaron Beatty waiting for the 1-1 pitch. Just off the mark. Let's go back and look at Cade Aaron Beatty. Crash one last time.
Very first pitch he saw, a no-doubter way out of the ballpark. And Aaron Beatty hit a homer last Tuesday against UNO. And there's another one.
He rips it into the left field corner. The LSU catcher is on his way to second base, and Cade Aaron Beatty is 2 for 2 and 6 total bases. A homer and a double, and they have both been struck very, very well. That's his 2nd double of the year.
I mean, you can't hit balls harder than the 2 he hit here tonight. I mean, that ball's a screaming liner to the wall. 107 miles per hour exit velocity off the bat of Aaron Beatty. And another guy that's throwing his hat in the ring saying, hey, Coach Johnson, consider me for DH on the weekend.
LSU sent 12 Tigers to the plate in the first. They went 1-2-3 in the second, and Aaron Beatty has opened the third with a ringing double down the left field line. Ball 1 to Braswell. That levels the count. And the pitch is tight. That one didn't bend. There's a left-hander in the Cajun bullpen, but not throwing with any urgency at the moment. Three and one. Braswell draws ball 4, a 5-pitch pass. 2 Tigers aboard, nobody out. So Braswell has been on twice. with a single and a walk. And here's Stanfield, who was plunked in his only other at bat.
You know, if you're the Raging Cajuns, you know, you're faced with the dilemma that a lot of colleges face when playing midweek games in the middle of conference play, which is, you know, you don't want to just run a million pitchers out there or have too quick of a hook, because at the end of the day, as much as it'd be nice to be a little bit more competitive in this game or whatnot, you're playing for the weekends. You're playing for your Sun Belt Conference weekends, or they play at home this weekend against James Madison Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And LSU's in the same boat, right? They've got Mississippi State coming to town, although that series is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. So Matt Deggs, as much as he normally might go, you know what, let's bring me another guy right now, he's got to hope that Holzhammer can eat up some outs.
This will carry out to the center fielder. Hepworth is there for the out. Stanfield sends a fly ball to his counterpart in center field. So back to the top of the order we go, and this is already the third at bat for Derek Curiel. He has walked and he has bunted his way aboard. He has scored twice. LSU has extended its lead in softball 6-4 now over the Cajuns in Lafayette. And they are in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Tigers gave up 4 early, but then have come back to score 6 straight. Avery Hodge has had a 2-run home run for the visiting team.
Lynn, you see the guy behind home plate? He's got the best seat in the house, right behind the LSU with the white hat, purple. He literally has the best seat you can get behind home plate, and he's looking down at that phone the whole time. Like, has not, I would say 90-10, 90% looking at the phone, 10% watching the game, and you can't get better seats than right there behind home plate. He should go switch with somebody in the outfield. Like the guy sitting in the top left corner, way up in the dugout, the worst seats in the house. Somebody should go switch with him.
He may be watching the telecast, and he's going to be he's going to be on his way up here any moment.
He's scrolling on Facebook, or he's texting, whatever. He's just not paying attention to the game.
You know my motto, don't you? Never upgrade.
I mean, come on, big fella, pay attention now. Best seats in the house. You're right behind home plate. He could literally call balls and strikes.
Curiel, who doesn't do that much, strikes out.
That was a fantastic pitch by Holzhammer. Watch this breaking ball down in the zone. I mean, that is exactly what you want with 2 strikes.
That's a dandy. It's an unhittable breaking pitch virtually. First strikeout for Holzhammer, second strikeout for Cajun pitching. And here's Jones, who hit one that may still be rolling last time with the bases loaded. His average has ascended to 426. So right now, Ronnie, he's the Triple Crown leader for the Tigers.
9 homers by Jones, and we're not to April yet. He had 28 homers a year ago.
He leads the team in batting average, home runs, and RBI.
I mean, that is hit so hard. I mean, just wham! And he hit it so real high off the ground. That was a missile. Aaron Beatty, a little bit fell asleep, maybe just a tad out there. Second base with 2 outs and a 7-run lead.
Jones with 9 homers. Dickinson 3 back of that. Milam has 5.
Dickinson's been stuck on that 6 number a while. Ethan Fry may He gets a few more ABs. May start climbing up that board a little bit. Ethan Fry's got 4 homers. That batting average up near 400.
You know, both Fry and Jones, when they come to the plate, that bat looks like a breadstick in their hands. I mean, those are 2 big guys.
Yeah, Jones 6'5", Fry 6'4".
Mississippi State comes calling this weekend. LSU's next non-conference game is April 1st against Louisiana Tech. The 1-2 pitch to Jones. That one twists outside. That's a pitch Jones might have swung at a couple of years ago, Ronnie.
Yeah, the strike zone recognition just gets better and better each and every at-bat. It's like an AI computer. You know, the more pitches he sees, the smarter he gets.
Here's the 2-2. Now the runners will have the advantage of leaving their bases with 2 outs on a 3-2 count. Aram Beatty at second base, Braswell at first. Dickinson is on deck should the inning continue. Here we go. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. So Jones reaches for the 3rd time. He has walked twice and ripped a grand slam home run. And here is Daniel Dickinson from Richland, Washington. 1 for 2 with an RBI. He knocked in a run with a double back in the 1st and flied to center field last time. This is already his 3rd at bat. The pitch. Ball 1. There's a strike on the inside part of the plate. Dickinson has been really good with the bases loaded this year. He's 4 for 7. And Ronnie, over that stretch, he has knocked in 8 runs.
There you see Daniel Dickinson. That ball reason a slide a year ago. The right fielder for the Raging Cajuns, Brooks Wright, was well over there, but with the new stands being literally about 2 feet from the foul line, he had to slide and couldn't come up with it.
Dickinson pops this one up off the handle, and it is runs they scored was unearned. He did not walk a batter, and he's gone after 3 innings as the starter. So now it's Schmidt.
Schmidt, who through his first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 appearances on the season, Lynn, had walked a total of 3 batters and struck out 16. His last 2 appearances, 1 inning against Missouri and a 1/3 of an inning against Texas, he's walked 5 and struck out 1. Well, Higgs can do it with the long ball. He leads the Raging Cajuns with 9 homers, and then can show you he can handle the bat as well. This is a perfectly executed drag bunt. You could see it. He looked like a softball player. He was already kind of starting up and out the box as soon as he made contact.
Well, that's 6 base runners via the base hit, 5 singles, and a double by Ardoin at the bottom of the order. That knocked in a run. Here's Hepworth. He had a base hit and scored in the 2nd. Schmidt to the plate, over the top, misses high and away. Hepworth batting .286 at this plate appearance. That's a strike. This is only the 4th start for Hepworth and his 12th appearance. He was 5 for 20 at the plate coming into this game. All 5 hits were singles.
That was a heck of a throw by Aaron Beatty down there to first base. Showed off his gun a little bit, and he's probably playing with a lot of confidence, and why not after a homer, a double tonight? Aaron Beatty, the backup catcher to Luis Hernandez.
That's a mitt popper for a strike as it grazes the edge. You can make a living if you can throw it there consistently.
Well, that's a pretty good, impressive numbers right there. 43 stolen bases already this season. That's tops in the Sun Belt.
Higgs has attempted 8 steals. He's been good on 4 of them. Dickinson. Milam. Not in time at first. A 4-6 fielder's choice. And that's the first out.
Nice play by Dickinson. Gives a good feed to Milam. That's well done. And just no chance for the speedy runner. I mean, they turned that about as quickly as they could. But Hepworth got down the line well. Raging Cajuns stealing at a 77% clip as a team. Your ultimate goal is 80% clip, but anything over 75 is good.
Cuff can't find it. He's from Carthage, Texas. 1 out, 1 on, 1 ball, 1 strike. LSU 9. All the runs coming in the first inning. The Raging Cajuns 2. Schmidt is working ahead.
That time Schmidt was able to get over the top and drive that ball down in the zone. It jumped out his hand at 93. And now Matt Diggs will take advantage of an offensive timeout. Remember Matt Diggs, you see him, the head coach, coaching third base. You don't always see that. Kind of a coach's preference, but he kind of made a name for himself back in 2014 with the Raging Cajuns as their hitting coach when they were one of the top home run hitting squads in America, hosted a super regional where they fell to the Ole Miss Rebels. And then from there, he became a head coach at Sam Houston before taking over for the Raging Cajuns a few seasons ago after the untimely passing of Tony Robichaux.
Looked like it got him on the back foot.
Check right here. Breaking ball off. Okay, watch his back foot toe. Does the ball hit it? Yes, it does. It looks like it just barely nips it. And you see Cuff knew right away.
The umpire immediately signaled he was hit by a pitch, dead ball. Runners at first and second. That's tight and high. That's the 40th time that a Cajun has been hit by a pitch this year. That's the 3rd highest total in the Sun Belt Conference.
And that's 2 teams that do that a lot. LSU's been hit by a pitch 46 times this season.
Ardwine waits at the plate. From the Lake Charles area in Moss Bluff.
William Schmidt going through a little something here the last couple of weeks, just struggling with the command, which is unlike him. All of a sudden has struggled throwing strikes, hit a batter.
The runners cannot advance. And that's an important second out. Ardwine goes down on a fly ball to center after the RBI double in the second. So here's Brooks Wright, one of those talented youngsters that the Cajuns feel like by the end of this year will be even better than he is now, and they look forward to a bright career from the right fielder Brooks Wright.
Yeah, true freshman, and Owen Galt, who's the 2-0 hitter, is also a freshman, so that's a lot of responsibility for Raging Cajuns to bat true freshman.
And Wright drives in a run with his first base hit, and the Cajuns have scored 2 in the fourth.
All right, he had 3-2 fastball, 95. Look at that location, split the middle of the plate. And right after seeing the 96 offering, timed it perfectly, hit it off the bat, end of the bat a little bit. But how about the freshman coming through right there for the Raging Cajuns?
Here's Galt, who has singled and scored and flied to right.
By the way, Brooks Wright right there at first base. You think he's not going to be intimidated by William Schmidt. They were teammates at Catholic High in Baton Rouge. So, I think he saw William Schmidt a time or two and growing up and inter squads and all that kind of stuff. That had to be a thrill to get the better of his old teammate.
Galt at the plate. He's out of Lake Charles. Each team has 7 hits. One of the principal differences in the game, the Tigers have 2 home runs, accounting for 6 runs. The grand slam by Jones and the 2-run homer by Aram Beatty in the first inning. Fry is aboard for the second time. He had an RBI double, knocked in a couple with a double in the first before grounding out and walking. LSU has scored 9 consecutive runs, 9 unanswered after trailing 4-0 in softball. And the Tigers have a 9-4 lead over the Raging Cajun softball team.
Wow, what a comeback.
It's now 11-4. So LSU's offense, which was stymied in the first half of the game, has found itself in the back half of the game. Here's Milam, 0 for 2 today. He's got a 5-game hitting streak.
There's Matt Deggs out to sort of calm down Mandino a little bit because he needs something out of him. Maddox Mandino, by the way, offensively this year, 31 at-bats, hit 226 with 1 home run. So he is a true two-way guy, and you can see he's got a good fastball. Man, touched at 91 miles an hour. Just has to command the zone better. As a freshman in 67 plate appearances, Mandino hit 269 a season ago.
2-0 on Milam.
Fastball, just trying to figure out a way to get a strike here. Ball sort of leaks back towards the middle, and Milam is on it. LSU has 8 hits, and many of them have been very loud. That was 104 miles an hour off the bat from the little fella, Stephen Milam.
He generates a lot of torque, doesn't he, at the plate?
He does. And I think much stronger and better hitter from the right side this year than he was a year ago. The swing looks better, more confident, and he's truly balanced.
Brown bunts it foul. He's 0 for 2. He has popped up to second base and grounded to second base. Brown falls behind. Let's see if the Tigers try to bunt here with 2 strikes.
Brown has 3 sacrifice bunts this season.
Mandino checks the runners. Now to the plate. That's a good pitch. So Brown failed to bunt and then takes a pretty good pitch for a strike.
That was an outstanding pitch and a frustrating at-bat for Brown. That pitch is right on the corner of kind of a 50-50 ball. It probably caught off the plate, but did it grab a piece of the plate before it got to the catcher's glove? That's the question, but an excellent 1-2 breaking ball.
Now here is Cade Arambidi. And Ronnie, what I'm about to tell you is awfully bizarre. He's got 2 hits today, a homer and a double, okay? Coming into the game, he had 4 hits, 2 homers and a double. So he's got 6 hits now, 3 homers and 2 doubles. So this is a guy who has extra base hits coming off his bat every time except 1. 6 hits total, 5 for extra bases.
He's got tremendous raw power for a true freshman. Out of Tomball, Texas, in the Houston area. One of the highest ranked catchers in the country out of high school a year ago.
Arambidi waits, and the Tigers once again have the bases loaded with a teammate on every base.
Aiden Grabb, a right-hander for the Raging Cajuns, a freshman, is warming up in the bullpen. He'll be the next hurler.
Braswell has singled and scored. That was in the first inning, and he walked later in the game. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was not a popular call.
Yeah, it seemed a little up. Mandino's been up with the breaking ball here and through his 20 pitches. Seems like he would have like a good cutter or slider or something, the way he kind of throws with his motion. Again, that time Braswell, I felt like he had to swing at it. That ball was up out of the zone, a breaking ball, but because that pitch before was called in a similar spot, he had to protect.
This is only the third time he's come to the plate this year with the bases loaded. He's 0 for 2. That almost hit him.
I think Braswell might have broke the rule, right? Like Coach Jay Johnson wants his players to keep their feet locked in the dirt and not move the dirt. You can turn, but he doesn't want your feet to jump out of the way or push back. Watch that left, his front knee gets him maybe almost even in a little bit on the side back of the knee. Ouch. They may be.
Oh, that's worse than ouch.
They may put a different player in there. They might go with Reeves or something here.
And we're going to have a new pitcher for the Cajuns. Aiden Grab is the new pitcher. So Grab, who's another freshman, a right-hander, will replace Mandino, and we'll come back with more from Alex Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. LSU of the 7 hits that have been allowed by Grab have finished over the wall, giving up 3 homers. Bases remain loaded. Chris Stanfield at the plate from Tallahassee, Florida. The bunt is on, and it's pushed foul. Everybody was moving on the base paths. Stanfield will have a chance in a couple of weeks to go back to his original team as LSU will visit Auburn. Stanfield was hit by a pitch in the first and scored.
Now the 6'5" freshman righty out of Mandeville High School flips a big breaking ball in there. The former Mandeville High skipper. Just Stanfield out in front. The change of speed is what got him.
Curiel, yes, he's been on base a couple of times with a walk and a single. He struck out last time. He's been on base in every game this year, the only Tiger to accomplish that feat. And he's now hit safely in 6 straight games. There may not be a better leadoff hitter in America.
I don't think Jay Johnson believes there is. He wouldn't trade him for anyone.
He's 2 for 3 with the bases loaded this year, including a triple, and 6 driven in these situations.
Seems like every time you look up too when he's at the plate, he's always in a hitter's count. Very rarely is he 1-2, 0-2, or anything like that. There's another hitter's count, 2-1 in his favor.
That curls in for a strike. And the count is level at 2. Ten to 1 Tigers, 9 in the first, 1 in the fourth. 2 outs, bases loaded. Now it's 3-2, and the runners will be away with the delivery. Can Curiel extend the 6-run lead? We'll find out right now.